Man, oh man. In this podcast, man, I'm gonna really just stick it to you. Oh yeah, let me not miss the introduction. It's your boy Bass, and y'all tuned in to Ends Podcast. We live and we in effect. But in this podcast, not too many times I'm gonna say go for what you know. But when you going out into an industry, you trying to start something new. Like I'm just saying, your entrepreneur grind, things of that nature. We want to step out there. Go for what you know. And the reason why I say that, right? So, Ends, we got our hands into the fashion industry, right? I'm from Detroit where it gets cold, but at the same time, we flashy, but we ain't too flashy. We got our own different type of style. But I grew up always rocking hoodies and I always rock hats. So when I first got into the fashion game, besides the t-shirts and stuff like that, because that's how everybody get into it with the t-shirts, I made sure that I had to put my brand and my logo on some type of hat. Because it was like I always wear hats. Like ever since I was a young boy, like high school, all type of stuff, we was either wearing the Scullies, that's what we call like the little beanie. Well, I don't know what y'all call them, like the beanie style that that you kind of roll up a little bit. We either rock those styles, the Scullies, or you got you a fitted or a snapback on, but you always had some type of hat. So for me, when I was first getting into like the whole entrepreneurship, man, fashion and branding and all that type of stuff, I was like, I gotta give me a customized hat made. Not even just, I gotta give me one, had to give me two different variations made, because that also go for what you know. You need to be able to switch it up. You feel me? You want your hats to last, but you also want people to see that, hey, it's two different styles to these. So when I was first starting out, it was just more so going for what I know. It was like, man, I know that I don't really wear too many exclusive colors. I'm not really I do got exclusive shoes, don't get me wrong. But I wear like a lot of black, you feel me? So that's why the first two colors I got was black. And people were like, oh man, you should get some more in like multiple different colors. I'm like, yeah, I offer them in multiple different colors. But for me personally, I'm gonna go for what I know. I like black. I'm a black type of nigga. So I'm gonna go for what I know. And just for that, I went for what I know. And it was real good. It caught wind. People like the black, sleek look. I feel like black is majestic. I feel like it's powerful. I feel like, it's just powerful beyond measure. It's the unknown, but it's also, you feel me? It's just powerful. So just in all, that's just a little bit of how we really got to like the whole making the hats and why we even embody that, why we never gonna stop doing that. We gonna always offer hats as merchandise, and we gonna always offer hoodies, because that pretty much was always like the things. Like we'll literally layer up a hoodies sometimes, or like you'll wear like a certain type of jacket and a hoodie when you go outside, but we always had on hoodies because not everybody had huge bubble coats. At one point, I did have a bubble coat. My mom had me in a bubble coat, because she from that era where the bubble coats was the thing, but she used to try to put me in a bubble coat. We wasn't going. And then also they didn't really last as long as just me being a kid running around. They get snagged all the time, so my bubble coats always used to get a hole in it or something like that. So I had to resort to the jacket with the hoodie underneath. And then also as I got older, we started to like that a little bit more, because you're more nimble, you're more mobile with it. You feel me? Because you ain't got a big coat, but a big coat do help you out though. If you stand outside or something like that. You feel me? When you outside, the big coats help, but the hoodies also help too, because you can be mobile while you outside. So just depending on what you was outside doing, you kind of like to have like that option. But a hoodie was always part of the mix. You might even have on one of them big snow jackets, one of them goose down, one of them goose joints, and you might still have a hoodie on underneath. But I ain't gonna go too much into detail. I ain't gonna talk y'all ears off. I just want to say, man, go for what you know, man, because then that way you can really apply like your knowledge and your skill set towards that specific area or need. Like for example, I'm gonna just bring it back. Like say, man, you grew up babysitting all your siblings your whole life. You feel me? If you go for what you know, and you probably don't really like it as much, but if you think about it, you're probably in the best position to start a daycare. once you get the, like, and the reason I say go for what you know, because it might just take you to get the legal aspect out the way. But if you understand, like, hey, they need this, these are the type of people that I need around the kids, because I understand they gonna try this, they gonna try that. You know, managing an 8-year-old is different than, you know, trying to watch a 3-year-old. You understand these things based off of your experience, so you won't be naive to a certain extent to what the process might require of you. You might understand that, oh, okay, well, I got these two individuals that even though this person may be a little bit older, I do understand that at this age, you still got to keep an eye on them. I already know that. Why? Because I used to have to watch my little cousin, my little brother, little sister, whoever it may be when they was that age. And when I used to be thinking that they wasn't doing nothing, that's when they was doing something, you know, because at the age, they're a little bit more sneaky because they know a little bit, but they still curious. You feel me? I see, look, I'm talking like I'm about to become like a daycare or something like that. But nah, that's really for one of y'all that's out there that's like currently looking like, man, I want to start my own business, or I want to do this, but I ain't got the time because I'm always babysitting, or I'm always watching, you know, my sister kids, or I'm always watching my siblings. Well, if you think about it, you might get turned that into a business. Shoot, if you look at it from the aspect of, all right, well, if I do want to turn it to a legal business, what will I need? And if I want to just keep, you know, like just make it just like a side hustle just for a minute until I can get into the point where I can make it a legal business, what will I need? So you could just know like what to prepare for in the future. You could just understand what you're doing. You can keep growing with it because you already started the hardest part, which is doing it. You feel me? That's always the hardest part. It's just getting started. So once you already get started, now just being more consistent, being proactive with it. And that come with, you feel me, just being excited just for what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing already, and you basically help figuring out solutions for what you're already doing, and you like, oh shit, I'm doing this all the time. I ain't realize I can make money. I guarantee you that fire gonna burn a little different. Like, I can actually make money doing this? Hold on, let me figure this out. They're gonna kind of get the understanding this, if this is something that I really wanna do, or is this something I'm just doing just to help out the family? And if there's something I'm doing to just help out the family, I maybe can help them out a little bit more if I add a little bit extra little kids around the crib a little bit that can mesh well, and just figuring out how do I make them mesh well with the kids. That's part of all, you know, that's all about, you know, daycare. You know, how do you get different groups of kids to, you know, be able to play with each other, nap, watch TV around each other without always having to, you know, fight or argue, or, you feel me, just getting the wrongdoings. It's like, nah, but I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. It's your boy Bass. Y'all just tuned in to another episode of Ian's podcast, and I want y'all to go ahead, man, show us that free love and support, man. Like and share this episode, and if you haven't already and you fucking with your boy, go ahead and subscribe. And you know we the voice of the culture, and if you want to, you know, voice your love and just loyalty just to the brand, man, go ahead and cop that Ends merch. And when you cop that Ends merch, it's like every time you wearing it, you letting them know what you stand for. You letting them know what it is. You feel me? You Ends, you making the most of the current circumstance, and we the voice of the culture. It's your boy Bass, and I'm out. I see y'all next episode.